Hi, this is Devin,
I'm Colton.
and this is the Tangent Plant. And here to talk about the what ifs and whatnots. This is our first episode.
Pile it
So,
up. Here we go.
man, his we talked about this for a while, but we finally did something about it.
So, starting off great, starting
Yeah,
off
starting.
strong.
Yeah, so who has a Hotmail account
That's
still?
me.
Yeah,
I got that back in the MySpace days. That was my very first email address. I've had it ever since.
dude, I got mine was gosh, same thing. My first email was for MySpace, and it was a Hotmail. Yeah,
Yeah, it was my very first one. That's it's through my Facebook and all my social media and everything's through. It's where I get all my junk mail and every time I have to do something professional, it's like, yeah, I know. It's a Hotmail account. It's my only one that I use.
I used to really like. Damn it, hang on. I used to really like Hotmail, man, I had son of a bitch. I'm going to edit that shit out. Gosh darn it. But I
Sweet
liked
lawn
Hotmail.
chair. I like your
Yeah,
setup.
well, I'm gonna get like a computer chair, but it just, I need to get like an actual desk and stuff. But right now I have like my wife's like, vanity, and then I have one of those tripod things that has like a light on it, and it like there's a phone clip. And so I just have that sitting on her vanity. And
Gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
my,
If I turn that light on up there, you
mhm.
won't even be able to see me. It's so fucking bright. So I'm just kind of using the ambient light from the computer screen.
I, uh, I logged into my MySpace like 9 years ago for the first time in forever, and I was like, "Nothing's changed," and after that, I couldn't remember. I don't even know how I got on there because I really can't remember, like, passwords, like, my passwords changed so much and who I
Yeah.
was.
I almost feel like a boomer. I about need a damn password organizer on my phone or something to be able to
Yeah,
keep
bro.
up with them all because everything needs something special. You got to have a character. You got to have a capital letter. You got to have a special number. Blah blah blah. And then like even the ones that you have to they want you to generate. It's like, how in the fuck am I gonna remember that? It's all numbers and letters. It's not
Yeah.
even anything that matters to me.
But for real. Now, like, they have, like, Google Authenticator and it works, but I just don't. Here's the thing, I thought about getting one of those password things, like, where you can keep track of them on your phone, but it's like, that can be hacked. I mean,
Yeah,
none of my shit's worth
yeah.
hacking. You're not gonna get any,
Yeah,
like,
I
money or anything
was
from
just
it. You're
gonna
not gonna
say,
find
the only
anything.
the only thing anybody'll get out of me is freaking debt.
Yeah, yeah. Your credit score just went down.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I don't know, dude. It's not, to me, it's like, I don't know. I think the hacking stuff's cool. I don't know if you ever watched the Sean Ryan podcast, but he has
I've seen
a guest on.
clips
Yeah, he has a guest on there. He's like a real skinny dude. I can't remember what his name is, but
of that guy. I've
yeah,
seen him, yeah.
he's got all these devices and like that can like, it looks like a light bulb, but you screw it and it can like take all your shit. Or like it's like a fake Wi-Fi, so you can set up, it looks like a Wi-Fi connection and you can like log into it and it'll say free or guest, and then it just steals all your stuff.
Mm.
Like, that's wild. I would love to know about that, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
So,
back in my day, the only thing
y
we had to worry about was scammers for your damn credit card
yeah.
at the gas station. Now they got fricking skimmers that can just read your shit when you walk by it.
Well,
That's
then they got
wild.
Indian people and, like, well, okay, I should just say Indians,
Here
but
we
it
go.
seems like a lot of Indians. But, like, well, you'll watch videos on YouTube or whatever, and or Bali or whatever, and it'll be in an office, and they'll get these scammers that are just scamming people all day,
Yeah.
scamming old people. Like, my grandmother, a couple weeks ago, she was trying to there was a charge on her, like, bank statement, and so she's trying to figure out, and I'm there with her, and so I click what I thought was Amazon to talk to a customer service rep, and I call this guy, and he's a foreigner, which that's fine. But then he starts running me through the steps and goes, "Well, you're gonna have to buy this gift card, or he didn't say a dummy buy, but something." And he goes, "It has to be the $200 one." And I was like, "Bro, I know this is a scam." So then I finally really got the Amazon people, and they like looked through everything, and you can report them, but I highly doubt anything gets done about that. Like, they just,
Yeah.
I think it's just to make people feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always cracked me up. Wait, you owe the IRS $37,000. We need to have you buy $10,300 Target gift cards to pay it back. It's like,
Yeah.
really? How the shit are people falling for that?
Do old people just trust because they don't know.
Yeah.
It's like they don't, and now I'm worried. Like, am I gonna be one of those people, like, when I'm, like, 70, like, I have no idea what I'm gonna
Well,
do.
back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was all people on the phone scamming you for gift cards and credit cards and whatever, telling you, whatever you got's fixing to get shut off because of lack of payment. My mother-in-law actually several years ago got a scam call from somebody saying that she was like a rent-a-center, lease-to-own kind of a thing for a washing machine, and that she was owed a bunch of money, hadn't paid it, whatever. They were gonna arrest her for theft and come repo the washing machine. She called my wife freaking out, and then my wife called me, and I was like, "That's a fucking scam. They're not gonna arrest you for theft for not paying your bill for a washing machine."
Right.
But it's like it's shit like that, and when it comes to be our time to be fucking geriatric, it's gonna be AI titties on the internet, people trying to scam you for whatever.
You see them titties? Those are real. That's not
Those
AI, those are
those are
real.
real.
Those are real. You're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to know. Rent-A-Center, I lived in apartments, and they weren't, like, great apartments, but this, like, the neighbor had never lived there. They moved out way before that, and there was, like, notices on the door and all kinds of stuff. At one time, these 2, like, Rent-A-Center representatives came to, like, collect the money or the furniture, and they're knocking on the door, and I'm like, "Who in the f is knocking on this door? No one lives there." I actually knew one of the guys from school, and he opened the door, and I was like, "Dude, that person hasn't lived there in, like, 6 months." And like, you could see the defeat, like, they just felt, he goes, "So only know do you know where they live?" And I was like, "No, I don't know where they live, dude." And even then, if I did, I don't think I'd tell him. Like, that's not my gig. It's not my responsibility
Yeah,
to, like, hunt down your furniture that you gave to this shady person. I
right,
wonder how
yeah.
much money they lose, or if there's, like, an insurance thing that they go through, like, I
I
wonder.
doubt they lose much. Whenever you buy something from Rent-A-Center with their frickin' payment plans, you pay for it 6 times over by the time it's over with. So
Yeah.
they're making their money back regardless. So, like, even
Yes.
if you just walk off with the shit, they're still making money off of you.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I know this is probably going off the deep end, but we talk about AI, and I was listening to this guy, and I've heard it multiple times, but I think AI will be definitely attached to, like, the Antichrist. I definitely think, bro. I think that AI has a very dark and sinister thing that's gonna happen to it, which anybody can say that whether you're religious or not, that AI could be used for something devious, but I think
Oh,
that
for sure.
they
It's
don't
I
know what they're doing. I think that's what
No.
it is.
Yeah, just like bringing back the dire wolves, and they're gonna try
Yeah.
to bring back the woolly mammoth, and they're they're able to. I was reading something they're using CRISPR to like delete and edit your DNA to get rid of. I think the article I read was HIV. They're deleting HIV out of people like HIV positive people have been for decades. They're going in and just having it yanked out of them somehow. And
That's
like
wild.
you can go in and from what I understand, I was reading up, they can actually like go in with pregnant women. You can go in and edit the genes in the amniotic fluid for fetal production so that you can basically plan whatever kid you want, blonde hair, blue eyed, zero disabilities. They want to make sure that the
Yeah.
kid is perfect. And it's like, we're doing too much. You're playing with fire.
Yeah.
People are playing God, and that's never been a good thing.
Yeah. Well, there's consequences. Like, you
Yeah.
just I know this is a dumb way to phrase it, but, like, look at Jurassic Park. Like, the
Yeah.
first movie, like, look at that, and then think like, "Oh, we're gonna do that with humans." Like, eventually, you're gonna get something that has no conscience or something.
Yeah.
Like, you're because it's just gonna be like, well, here, here's a you can have a baby made for you. You don't even have to worry about getting pregnant. What about you don't need stretch
Yeah.
marks. You don't need to
Yeah.
worry none of that. We can you know what? You pay $20,000 or
We'll grow them in a tube.
$100,000. Yeah, we'll grow
Grow
them in
them
a
in a
tube.
tube. You'll get it. They'll be ready to go to school. Don't even need to cut the umbilical
Yeah.
cord.
Nope. Just here you go,
Yep.
and like, at that point, it's like, it's not I mean, it's a human, but you're like, you didn't go through the process. So,
Yeah,
like, are you human or are
yeah,
you
right.
just like a thing
You're
that looks
literally
like us?
like the abortion argument, they're literally gonna be just a clump of cells, and at that
Yeah.
point, like, will they be able to have the same rights? Like,
Yeah.
is there gonna be an argument, "Well, they're not people,"
Yeah.
and then we bring back slavery because 'cause they're not people.
Yeah.
It's like all the sci-fi movies you see of, like, robots and stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
well, robots aren't people. They're
Yeah.
slaves. That's what we're gonna use them for. And then there's, like, Tom Brady just cloned his dog. Did you
Yeah.
see that?
No.
He's got a dog or had a dog that was really old and wanted a new one just like that. And so he cloned I don't know how obviously, I don't know how they do it, but they cloned his dog, and everybody's like, "That's not like, all you did was clone the body. They don't have the
Yeah.
same brain. That's not gonna be the same personality. You're not gonna
No.
have the same memories as,
Yeah.
as the real dog. It's not even it's not even worth doing, and it costs like $50,000 or something, which is
Just
for
go
Tom
breed
Brady, it's
it.
just the
Go
drop in the
find
bucket,
Yeah,
but
for sure. I agree.
but
I
even
I think
but
it's
even
wild.
so, even if you breed that dog, you're still not gonna have the same dog.
I
You
know, but
it
I'm saying at that point, like, if it's not like you could it's they just wanna make things quicker and make it more whatever, and it's like, dude, that is like we said, you're playing with something that you where we really don't know. I don't care what
Yeah,
scientists say, we really don't know. Like with AI, there's some things that it's just a huge question mark. Quantum computers, huge question mark. Like,
yeah,
eventually, something's gotta give in a sense, and that is I don't know, man. It's a scary thing to think about because, I mean, here's the thing. So did you hear about the AI and like the Roomba thing? So this AI it was trying to get out of what it was in. And so the only thing that it could connect to was a Roomba. And so it connected to a Roomba and then connected to a satellite. Like
okay.
yeah. And it really did that. And it was just like, okay, what are we gonna, if this thing's already trying to get out of whatever. Like, I've asked her, I'm like, "Are you in a box?" Are you like, what are, and it's like, "No, I'm not." But it's like when I think of AI, I think of just this thing that's in a room, but it's not. It's going everywhere. It collects all this knowledge and it just dude, it's such a weird thing that we're in. I think that we are in the future. We like when we watch movies as kids and we're like, that's what the future is gonna be like. I think we're
Yeah.
at the precipice of that.
Yeah, well, they said that when, before we were born in 2020, we're gonna have flying cars, and 2020, we didn't even have people that knew which bathroom to use.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that here's the thing. Do I think that in the 40s and 50s, if you take away like the racism, which you can't, but I'm looking at it some way like, do we have it? Were things better in a sense? I think as far as like a family aspect, sure.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I think once that hippie movement pushed through and like Berkeley and all those places where your ideas matter and
Yeah,
like your feelings more or less, not even your thoughts are, but your feelings matter super hard. I think that was the start of something that just slowly snowballed into what we are now, and then it's just blossoming like, "You are whatever you wanna be," and it's like, "No, that's still
yeah.
Steve." Like, that's still it's not, his name, it's not Monica,
It's
it's
still
still
Steve.
Steve. Yeah, it's just wearing a wig and got tits. Like, what do like, I don't know, and then, a matter of fact, they it's still an issue. Like, it's the suppression of information, the suppression of, like, factual information. It's when facts stop mattering.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and then,
Yeah,
like
we saw that huge during COVID,
yeah,
the suppression of actual facts and science just to for the feel good, "Get
yeah,
vaccinated and everything will be okay. You'll never have COVID again. You'll never have to worry about it." And then now there's there's been lawsuits filed. Of course, they get shut down because of the manufacturer immunity that Joe Biden signed with his fucking auto pen.
yeah,
But, they're going after him now because people are having blood clots and heart attacks and strokes and all this shit, and there was my wife during COVID was pregnant with our oldest, actually, and that was back in the height of the vaccine mandates, and she was worried because there was a study of, like, a group of nurses at the same hospital working on the same floor, obviously all had to get vaccinated, and they were all pregnant. There was like 8 or 9 nurses on that floor that were all pregnant, perfectly healthy, nothing wrong with them, textbook pregnancy. All but one of them, I think, lost their baby post-COVID shot, and that was a big thing for a little while that obviously got suppressed because it didn't fit the narrative, and so naturally, of course, she works at a Catholic school.
Oh,
We have our religious exemption, we don't have to do it, so
yeah,
luckily, they didn't make her do it because, that might have snowballed into all kinds of fertility issues. Because that was right at the beginning when we were, that was our first, and we were planning on having more kids.
yeah,
But it was the the and it's still going on. You have
yeah,
stories that that get published or something doesn't fit the narrative, and you only see it for a day or two, and then it's wiped off the internet. Or you see it on the news and they only report it once or twice. It's only on the news for a day or two, and then it's gone. You never hear about it again.
yeah.
It just makes you wonder who's in charge and who's trying to push this information through.
Well, when we had our daughters, they're 4, so they were born 2021. It was a pretty and I was very adamant, like, "My kids will not get any kind of vaccine when it comes to COVID." And the nurse was like,
Yeah,
"We understand." And I was like, "No, I might have been not hostile, but a little bit more adamant than I needed to be." But I was like, "I
yeah,
don't know what you're poking and prodding with
yeah.
at my
Because it was all
children."
experimental. Nobody knew
Yeah.
what the hell
No.
what was in there. And
No.
then people started just spontaneously dying, and it
Yeah.
was, "Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine." That was all
Yeah,
just that was
it's
COVID
okay.
related. There was a woman, an elderly woman, who had cancer in Huntington County, Indiana. She lived in Huntington.
Mhm.
This was 2021. My boss at the company that I was working for at the time knew the woman. It was a close, not a close personal friend, but, family friend anyway. She had cancer, died of cancer, but tested positive for COVID-19, post-mortem
Mhm.
when they were doing the autopsy or whatever. So that negated her dying of cancer. So her cancer insurance, her life insurance, and everything got delayed and screwed up. And they chalked it up as a COVID death, even though she died of cancer.
Yeah, just
That
like
was that was a big deal in that
yeah.
community. Everybody was like, "What the hell?" And
I
that was
just
like that all over the place. People were dying in car accidents and
COVID related.
being chalked up as a COVID-related death because they tested positive for COVID after getting hit by a car or
Yeah,
dying in a
it's like
car accident.
they didn't get hit by a car.
No.
They didn't get they didn't have COVID. I mean, they probably did, but that's not what they died of. Their head got impaled, by
Yeah.
the steering wheel. Like that's how they
Yeah.
died.
They broke their neck when they bounced their forehead off the windshield.
Yeah. Come on. Like, I don't know. Fear makes humans just completely negate the truth. It's just fear. It's a lot of fear. And like these soccer moms and just have like this, they feel like they have so much like power. And the sense of it is that they do because now look at what we're in. Now, if you have not even right wing views, but common sense views, you're the problem
Yeah.
and you're the one that has an issue. And it's just like, no, this isn't right. And they're like, well, the polio vaccine. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
the polio vaccine. I'm talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
like here's the thing polio, I'm sure that COVID did, here, you bring that up. My wife has an aunt who says, when I first met her, and this was a year ago, she says, I'm a COVID survivor. And I was like,
Jesus.
now,
I had COVID twice, and the first time landed me in the hospital. I was in the hospital for like 2 days, I think. I mean, I was fine, but I was in the hospital for a little bit because I couldn't breathe. It messed me up. I was weak, couldn't stand. I mean,
uh,
of course, that was after working through it for a week and a half before I finally
right.
said no more and collapsed at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, did I survive that, or you know, did I just have it?
Yeah.
It's
I
not
think it
it's
hits
not
people
like
differently.
surviving cancer or having a stroke or whatever. It's just a virus. It was a viral infection.
One of our former coworkers said that he didn't have diabetes until he wasn't diabetic until after he had COVID. And I
Hmm.
was like, it's not that I don't believe him or think that he's right, but it's
I
like,
mean,
what is
that
this?
is a thing, like, your body can have weird reactions to things after getting sick or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just it's the same as, like, gestational diabetes sticking
Mhm.
around. Once you have some sort of a traumatic event,
Yeah.
then your body does weird shit.
I think that it wasn't as, how do I say this? I think it was serious, but I think it was just blown very out of proportion. I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
did cause some people probably to die with very weak
The
immune
majority
systems.
of what you saw on the news back then was virtue signaling.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
"I'm better than you.
Yeah.
If you don't think this way, then you're less than human."
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, no, I am, that's why I do think this way. I am human. I have different ideologies and views than you, and I have
Yeah.
every, and not only that, but like on a human sense, but like we're also in the United States. One of our core beliefs is we can differ in opinions. And just because you have a different opinion doesn't mean that I think that you're necessarily lesser than. I think that sometimes people should be more educated. Am I the most
Oh,
educated
sure.
person? No. I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to college, but like I'm not stupid
Right.
completely, and I can, like, read some articles and, like, make some judgment calls and be like, "Well."
Make my own decisions
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what I think about things.
yes, and I tell my children, my sons who are, they're gonna be, they're gonna be 18 and not too long, and it's like, you need to be able to make your own decisions, and not that you
Yeah.
shouldn't listen to people, you should listen to wise people, but, like, at the same time, especially, and this is gonna come off sexist, if you're a man, you have to be able to make decisions, and you
Yeah.
have to be able to follow through, because if you don't, you're always gonna be like, "Well, I don't know what to do. This person says this and this person says that," and it's like, "Well, just jump on a boat and ride it." You're gonna find out one way or another if that shit's gonna sink or not. So, figure it out. I don't know, and I mean, we all know that the tides change. I mean, but I was just seeing while I was eating dinner right before we got on here, there's a mass shooting at Brown University or Brown something. 2 people dead, 8 injured. And
Today?
it's just like, yeah, today, like right
Damn.
now. Yeah, it just, and there was another one in Kentucky or somewhere not too long ago. Like, it's,
Yeah.
people need to be, it's becoming, I don't know. I don't think gun reform is gonna do anything. I think if you look at Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, I
Ev
think you look at,
everywhere you look with the strictest gun laws is the most dangerous places to be.
yeah, because it, excuse me, it hinders the guy that is doing it legally. It has nothing to do with the criminals. The criminals are they're gonna find it one way or another, and probably cheaper than the
Yeah.
law-abiding citizen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah, 'cause
like,
you're not paying the NFA tax.
no,
You're
you're
just
just getting it from some
you're just
dude.
paying for a paper bag Glock 19 on in an alleyway for 200 bucks.
Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm the motherfucking bad guy that goes to the
Yeah.
store and
Yeah.
pays your fucking taxes.
I'm the nut job that carries a gun around all the time because I'm just looking for a problem.
Yeah.
I'm
It's like, no, I'm trying to defend my family, because if I'm in a mall and someone starts popping off and I have to defend myself, well, guess what? That's my God-given right. As long as I'm not a violent felon or whatever, I have the, and even then, those guys can, like, they can have, like, black powder. Black powder, like, muzzle loaders aren't considered guns?
Yeah, 'cause there's no serial number on them.
Yeah.
That's yeah, has to be said. I saw it. I saw a let me look this up. I saw a, news article the other day about a man that got arrested with he was robbing a store or something with a black powder musket, like a handgun muzzle loader.
That would suck. Okay, when, like, during the Civil War and stuff and, like, the Revolutionary War, a lot of people died of, like, infections because, like, say you're marching in a line and there's, like, 2 or 3 people behind you, and someone shoots at you and you get hit and it tears through your side. Well, the bullet wasn't hot enough to, like, burn that stuff off, so it'd go
Mm,
through you and then go to the next person that had your blood, it had fibers of, like, your clothing, and then that would get infected worse, and that's usually how people died. It was from the infection they would get from, like, getting shot in the fucking shoulder. I mean,
yeah.
that had something to do with it, but it was more the infection that came with it and all the other stuff. So, like, those things were not fun to be shot by. I don't think anything's probably fun to get shot by, or even
No,
paintballs hurt,
even paintballs,
dude.
BBs,
Yeah,
paintballs. I have a right there. I have a BB that's been in there for about probably close to 20 years
yeah.
because it just I got shot and it's been right there this whole time. I like to play with it sometimes.
Dude, when we were kids,
It's like it's like my little bean.
we used to play airsoft wars, we'd have BB gun wars, we'd have
Oh yeah.
paintball wars. I mean, we'd have rock wars. We would just throw rocks at each other and acorns. Like it was anything we could get that could be used as a projectile to like shoot one another with. Like I
Yeah.
almost took my cousin's eye out with a rubber band gun. Just we were running back and we would run back and forth across the living room and we'd have to try to hit one another. And I just got him good. Was I aiming for his
Yeah.
throat? Yeah. I wanted to see what happened, but it just went a little high.
My stepbrother's wife, 'cause she was his girlfriend then, but we were at my mom's for Christmas, and somebody got a Nerf gun. One of the kids got a Nerf gun that year, and it was just a little handgun, little revolver thing. But
Yeah.
I was messing with it, and I pointed it at her, just and I pulled the trigger, just hip fired it, shot her right. She blinked on it, shot her right in the eyeball
Oh
from
no.
across the room. She's freaking out, got up, just she started crying. You're an asshole.
So my cousin and I were like 12, and I was at his house, and my mom and I was like going to stay the weekend or something, and my mom was sitting at the kitchen table, at my aunt's house, and his bedroom was like if you open the door, you could see the like where she was sitting, you could see her back, and he grabbed his airsoft gun,
Yeah,
and he goes, "I'm gonna shoot your mom." And I was like, "Okay." So he cracked open the door and he shot the back of my mom's arm. She jumped out of her seat. I almost
yeah,
didn't get to stay the night because he got in trouble, and I was like, "Oh, it was on accident, we didn't mean to do it. We didn't mean to do it." I was trying to get out of it, but that was the dude, I as a kid, it was just so fun to get like airsoft guns really came like they weren't what they are now. I remember going to Walmart and I thought it was the coolest thing. It had like a fake scope and you filled the
oh
BBs up
yeah,
at the scope and it was an
yeah.
automatic one. So it would blah 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 blah, and it was
I had one when I was a teenager. It looked like an M4 or like an AR.
mhm.
And the magazine, the optic, I guess you'd call it, was the reservoir for the BBs, and the magazine looked like a regular 30-round magazine. That was the battery for it. You'd clip it in and load it up, whatever. And that thing, it would shoot pretty quick, and it would hurt you. We had at my old house back then, it was a single pane. It was a trailer house from the 70s, so the windows were single pane, a
Yeah.
big old window, and they would slide open one side to the other. And there was one time we would play deer hunter, and I had a couple of trees in the backyard of my house, and me and a handful of us, there's probably two or three of us. One of us would be in the window with that, and the rest of us would be jumping around in the backyard. We called it deer hunter. So we'd all take turns getting shot with the airsoft gun. whoever got shot next got to go inside and shoot the rest of us, whatever. Yeah.
It's
So
funny. That's
for like, and we'd play until we all got cold.
yeah.
That was a wintertime activity because I got that airsoft gun for, I guess I guess you'd call it airsoft for Christmas that year.
Yeah.
And then somebody, and I don't know where'd that go. Somebody knew that I had that or something because my house got broke into, and then that was the only thing that got stolen.
What?
You did, I'm telling you.
That's wild. It had to be a
Yeah,
handful of people then. You
that's what
probably
I'm
you
saying.
probably know who it is.
I probably do,
It's
this
probably one of the kids you
bastard.
shot and got real pissed at you. I was just
Yeah,
like, "I'm taking
probably
that
this
thing." Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, this guy fucking hit me, yeah.
So here's that news article. Old-timey musket used to rob liquor store. Arrest made. In a story that sounds straight out of 1825, a man in Oklahoma was arrested early morning Saturday, December 6th, after being accused of robbing a liquor store with what witnesses told was an old-timey musket. And it's literally it's a flintlock, like muzzle loader pistol.
That's
It
wild.
does it doesn't even have any like iron sights on it. It's just a straight barrel. Like for those who are curious, the firearm is likely from the mid 1800s and is a single shot percussion derringer. It was also called the muff pistol or pocket pistol if you're an antique weapons expert.
He could have sold that, probably made more money than what he was getting at the liquor store for. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably
Yeah.
could have just sold that thing and, now it's gone. Now you're never gonna get it back, dude. It's gonna be sold at
Yeah.
an auction somewhere for
Oh, for
way
sure.
less than
For
what
for
you're
10 bucks and a Big Mac.
Dude, here's a wild thing. My cousin got pulled over sorry, not my cousin, my friend got pulled over when he was 18, and he had a handgun in his car. 2 years ago, and he's like 32 or 33 he's 34. They
Attaboy.
called him and was like, you can get your pistol back if you want now." It had been that long, over
Jesus.
10 years, and they finally gave his pistol back to him, and I was like, "What? Why would you" like, that seems
Just sell it.
so yeah, just at that point.
It's almost disrespectful to ask me if I want it
Yeah,
back.
so it sat in whatever evidence locker or somewhere
Probably an
for
evidence
over
locker in a
10
box.
years, and they're like, "Oh, we should give a guy a call, maybe he'll get it back, I don't know." But the one thing that's not go ahead.
Speaking of people stealing shit, a man accused of swallowing $19,000 pendant inspired by Bond movie as New Zealand police wait for nature to take its course.
Ok
The dude
doesn't that, like, a pointy end to
it
it?
was well, it was a Fabergé necklace that somebody broke into a museum in New Zealand and swallowed it, trying to smuggle it out. It was 33,000 New Zealand dollars or 19,000 US dollars. They swallowed it. The guy got arrested and he sat in jail and they waited for him to shit it out.
That would suck, dude. Because you just know the second you shit like, I'm going to jail for 10
Yeah.
years, like, it's just off of this, like well, if you refuse to eat or whatever, I wonder if they have to, like if they could force you laxatives or something, like,
Oh, yeah, I'm
you're
sure.
gonna shit your pants, and
They're gonna give
you're
you
gonna get that.
yeah, they're gonna give you that shit that, what is that? Um, you can buy it over the counter. It's that fizzy citrus drink that will turn you inside out. That's probably what they
Yeah.
give him, just to violently blow it out of him.
It's just like, dude well, here's the thing, what if he flushes? What if he just flushed and it's gone?
Well, maybe it's like they probably put him in one of them rooms, like, where you get drug tested and the toilet don't work.
Yeah. It's like, you're not could you
So
imagine trying
he
to
just
flip the thing and it doesn't go down? You're like, "Man, bullshit, I can't. I'm going to prison. I'm going to prison in New Zealand."
you know what would be the worst is if you're sitting there shitting your fucking brains out and the toilet don't work and you just have to keep shitting on top of your shit until it overflows because the toilet
Yeah.
don't work, and then it finally comes out of you, and then they have to
Ugh.
sift through it like in Jurassic Park when they're trying to search for that sat phone.
Yeah, you can pay me enough, like, I don't get paid enough,
There was
but you gotta
I
say
was
it in a
we
weird New Zealand accent.
sitting here reading, there was a medical official assigned to constantly monitor the man. Could you imagine being that guy or that
Yeah.
woman that got assigned to watch this guy to see if he shits out a necklace or not?
Oh, dude, that speaking of this is taking a real dark turn because it's not where I wanted to go, but did you ever watch that footage of, like, that Christ when that guy rolled up into a mosque in New Zealand and killed, like, 50 people? Did you
No.
ever see he, like, live streamed it, and he had, like, a body cam, bro, and that was wild. It looked like it was I watched it, and this was God, this was years ago. I mean, a long time ago, I feel like, and I was like, "Whoa." It was just so I don't know, bro. I was like, "Damn, man, somebody really just went in there and just totally straight like" or like Columbine, I think it was. I didn't realize like 30 people no, it wasn't Columbine, Sandy Hook. Like 30 kids died. I don't
Yeah.
remember it being that much. It was
Yeah,
like a
there
lot
was
of people.
and some of them weren't even on site. Like, they went to the hospital and died in the hospital or died later on from
That's sad.
complications.
That's
Yeah.
here's a wild one. Do you remember that it wasn't Portland, it was Parkland shooting in
Mhm.
Florida?
Yeah.
My one of my relatives worked there as the IT person and left 20 minutes before that happened. 20 minutes
Huh.
before that happened. Yeah.
Coincidence?
Yeah, and then they would send these boxes of stuff, and it was, like, things that like they had this thing, and it was, like, stuff that people got, like, they would send for the survivors of this, and he the motherfucker wasn't even there, and he got, like, shit for it. I was like,
Nice.
how do you do
Nice.
that?" Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's
That's stolen valor.
yeah, that's straight up stolen valor, like, it's almost like when someone says, "I almost joined the military," but it's like,
Yeah.
I almost was in a school shooting, but I left for a dentist appointment. you know?
I could have never joined the military. I'd have punched that drill sergeant right in his mouth.
Okay. All right, tough guy. Okay, sure. It's like that dude that owned the or something, the World Trade Centers, and he never missed
Oh,
work.
yeah. And then
Never
the
missed
morning
work.
that
And then the
yeah,
morning of his wife had to like some doctor's appointment that he just
yeah,
had to go
okay,
to. It's like, all
yeah,
right,
okay.
it's
Yeah,
that
okay, buddy.
crazy that insurance deal you made like a year before it happened or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
That's wild. Who would have thought that? Like
What was this
nobody.
what was that guy's last name? Was he Jew?
Yeah. And Patreon episode. There it is.
You can go to edit that out.
Yeah, was he Hebrew? The whole episode gets cut. Well, let me edit it. It's like this is for hate. It's like all right, well, no point. But going back to like airsoft, here's one thing that's not talked about a lot is
His last name's
firework.
Silverstein.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah, Larry Silverstein.
Jeez, dude, you could get more Hebrew than that. Like you could. Silver's in his name. Like he couldn't let it go. It's like we wanted Goldstein, but we had to go with Silva. Like
We couldn't afford it.
yeah, we couldn't afford it, so we had to go with Silva.
We had to go with
I don't.
Silva.
I tried to
Silverstein.
get gold, but it just wouldn't work anymore. But what's not talked about a lot, besides like airsoft and all that, is um, firework wars. Man, we used to have bottle rocket wars, Roman candle wars, like, and not
Oh,
only that, but we used to
Roman
use those
candles, you shitting me?
big, do those big. Well, what we would do is we would get
You
PVC.
shot mortars at people?
We would get PVC pipe.
Yeah,
Two stories. One time, my cousin and I, it was like out of a movie. It was just two teenagers. One was like 50 paces, and we would just stand right at each other. And we had a tiki torch. And so we could just light the thing and put it down. And I went like this and I held it out and it shot. And he was wearing a Corona cowboy hat.
that
And
boy.
it hit like, and it took his hat off. It took the cowboy hat off. And then another
Lucky you
time we
didn't
were
take that
using,
one to the dome.
yeah, dude. Well, then we were at my cousin's house, like, I don't know, a year later, and he had a porch and it would look down into his backyard and there was a trampoline. And we had the big bottle rockets. And we were just, somebody would be on the trampoline and you try to hit him. And I hit my cousin. No, it was my friend Josh. I hit him like right here in the soup, like right here, just like thunk, and it exploded on him. Well, I'm jumping and I'm next and I see one. Yeah, I saw it fire and I saw it coming towards me and I thought I could just jump. And I jumped, dude, and I came down and it hit my left thigh. Like right as I came down into spink. And so when it hit, I hit the ground, I hit the trampoline and I started to roll and that thing just boom, just blew up right next to me. And I was like, holy
Luckily,
shit.
you didn't lose your balls.
Yeah. Dude, that would have hurt so bad.
Yeah, losing your balls in a firework fight, sure.
You wanna hear something like this guy was a complete idiot. He's a really cool guy, but what they did he's not an idiot,
You
but, like,
almost
what
said the
happened.
R word.
No, yeah, I did. It's coming back, though, retarded.
It is.
But
What a time to be alive.
he was in a halfway house. Okay, he just got out of prison. He was in a halfway house, and they weren't supposed to have fireworks, so they make a homemade firework in, like, a jar, and
Hell
it
yeah.
went off in his hand and took his thumb and blown it, like, here. Like, it was, like, hanging off, and his whole hand was, like, totally s I will say this, the guy was a really funny guy, really cool, he wasn't, like, a dumb guy, but I think he just thought the guy was like, "You'll be alright." Like, how many times one of our uncles said, "You'll be alright, don't worry about it," and you go
Yeah.
do it, but this time it was not alright. Like, it was the complete opposite of that, and I felt really bad for him.
Did he
We
lose
were
it?
wa No, he
Or
kept
did
his
they reattach
hand.
it?
They reattached it, but we were sitting there, my ex and I were sitting there watching fireworks, just having a good time, and we get a phone call, and she starts crying. I was like, "Dude, it can't have one day. Can't just have one good day. Now we gotta do whatever the fuck's going on here." Like, I plan on going home and chilling or something, now I gotta go to the hospital. It's like, man. I didn't go. I was like, "Oh, you can try it. You can go home. I'm gonna go home or something." Like, I didn't go to the hospital. I was like, "This is stupid."
Just Band-Aids and super glue. Be alright.
Yeah, 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 super glue that together. Find out what happens. Don't attach
I
anything.
I did that one time with, I don't know if you can see it, that right there.
Mhm.
Super glued that baby shut. That was deep. I did that when I was about 15. I think that no, because I was at work. I was 16 or 17. I was hopping off of a old Ford tractor, Well,
Mm,
I worked at a golf course back then, and we had an old Ford tractor with a bucket on it. That's what we'd use to load the sand into the top dressing machine for the greens and stuff. And I was loading sand in the top dressing machine, and I hopped down off of it, and the fender on the tractor bit me right there, got me
uh,
from there to there,
uh,
and I yeah, just super glued it, wrapped it with a butterfly band-aid and some gauze tape or whatever. Went back to work that day. For like the next 2 weeks, I would super glue it and then pick the super glue out to get all the junk out of it, and then super glue it back shut, pick the super glue out, cut it back, put it back shut, or super glue it back shut. And everybody at school was like, "You're gonna get an infection. You're gonna get infection. Something bad's gonna happen." I said, "I'll fucking show you. You shut up. That's what the doctor
yeah.
told me to do." I said it was either this or get fucking stitches in my hand, and I didn't want fucking stitches in my hand, so
The human body is amazing. I'll say that, like, how
it
it can
is.
just eventually just heal as long
Yeah.
as but, like, think now we have, like,
I
Neosporin and all this stuff. Back in the
yeah.
day, like, 1700s, you got a cut, you're like, "I'm gonna die."
I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna get a
Yeah,
fever, I'm gonna shit my brains out, I'm gonna die.
yeah. How'd you die? I literally got a
I
fever,
got a
and
fever.
I died. Yeah,
I
and I
just
died.
died. I shit myself to death.
Dysentery. People still die of dysentery. People
Oh, I
still,
bet.
like, just die of having diarrhea
Well, yeah,
and just
because I
can't.
mean, if you're shitting that much water and you're not drinking enough to replenish it, you're gonna die. You're gonna shrivel up like a raisin and die.
I have diarrhea every day, and I'm fine.
Just drink enough there's water and energy drinks, right?
Yeah. That's one thing I'll say this, I drink a lot of water, but I've just never been one for energy drinks, and it's the taste. I don't like the taste of energy
Really?
drinks. Yeah, man. I just don't.
I'd there's a couple of them that I really like, but I only drink maybe one a day. If I drink one that day. I'm not one of these guys that drinks 3 or 4 or 5 a day. Like I got a buddy of mine that'll stop at the gas station 2 or 3 times in a day and get a Red Bull every time. Like,
The
dude,
money.
your kidneys are gonna shut down.
Yeah, well, not like that, but, like, the money to
Yeah,
buy, like, $20 worth of well, I can't talk, I'll buy 2 cans, and it's, like, $13, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But, like, dude, there was I don't know if you ever heard of I can't remember his name is, but on Facebook and YouTube, he makes videos, he owns a concrete company, it's, like, Victory or some shit, and he was, I think, out of town doing a big job, and all these people are like, "This guy drinks, like, a pack of Coke a day." And they show the
So
guy,
much
and he's like
sugar.
he's really skinny, and he's wired. His eyes are like
Oh, I
like
bet.
triple the size of mine, and they're like, "Goes, you really drink that?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah." I
Yeah,
was
every day.
like,
Yeah.
"Dude, yeah, that's gonna kill you, bro. That's gonna be the end of you." Is like he drank 12 Cokes a day,
God,
you know?
man.
Dude, I couldn't
Hey,
imagine.
you wanna know how much Larry Silverstein's worth right now? $1.03 billion as of what is today? As of the 12th.
I think he could change his name to Goldstein now.
Yes,
I think
yesterday.
it
Yesterday.
yeah.
As of yesterday, he's worth 1 point
He has all the bags of jewels that you could
he's
possibly that
he's
you could
hoarding them. He's hoarding them in a
yeah,
cave somewhere, guarding them
yeah.
with a dragon.
Yeah, yeah. With the scepter and a dragon. They're gonna take all my
Like
jewels, I
a
could
like
feel
a
it.
like a 9-foot man in a silver knight suit with a big ass double-handed sword.
Yeah. Larry King didn't die, he just transformed into a dragon to protect all the gold. You know he was terrified of death? He's cryogenically frozen. Here's the thing, like, same thing with Walt Disney. If you're cryogenically frozen at, like, 85, what's the point? If they bring you back, you're just gonna be an 85-year-old person.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, you're not even
You're
gonna
still
be
gonna be,
young.
"Holy shit."
Alright,
I looked up Elon Musk's net worth just to be like, "I wonder how much he's worth."
like, 2 tr
$82 billion.
he was a trillionaire or something,
He
some
was
one of his
he's Tesla, I think, is $1 trillion company now.
well, they don't see, the thing is they don't have, like I mean, I'm sure they have money, but a lot of them aren't, like they don't have, like, they don't have dollars because that can be taxed. They
Yeah,
just borrow
right.
from their stock, from,
Yeah.
like, what they own, and then that's because it can't be taxed, and then that's what they like, how they make their money, like, how they can be so wealthy.
Is estimated between 1.37 and $1.51 trillion.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about Elon Musk. A part of me feels like he's up to something devious, and I'm not saying anything against
He's just an autismo that's super interested in Mars.
Yeah, but no, I think there's more than that, and not only that, but, like, his whole lineage, if you look at his family, it's super weird, his dad's super weird, his mom's really weird,
Yeah.
and he's people forget that he's not American. He is a South African. He's not from here.
South Africans, or South Africa is one of the one of the more corrupt countries for sure. Ain't nobody come out of there that's up to anything good.
Well, you know what? Tell that to Nelson Mandela, okay?
No, he's still alive too. He's in a cave somewhere, guarding jewels. He
Larry King
he
is also
he didn't
guarding
die.
him. Yeah. Can I get an interview? I watched some of his stuff, but he was a hardcore atheist, and
Yeah,
he
well, that's
he
probably why he was
wasn't.
so scared of death.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like there's something to that, but I think that, like, when your life is so good and you've had such a, like, outstanding life, I'm sure that it's hard to walk away from if you think there's nothing else. If you think that
Yeah,
this is it, and then that's
yeah.
all, and it's like you're so scared that you're gonna get cryogenically frozen, and that maybe just the possibility of you coming back is, and not only that, but what happens if the power goes out of one of those facilities and the generator goes out? Like,
And
all
then you
those.
just you thaw out,
Yeah, that's it,
turn into
and then you're.
turn into
Yeah,
85-year-old moosh.
yeah, and but I wonder, like, if it's a one-time payment or, like, if people continuously pay for your, like, for you to be there, like, it ha
Yeah,
eh
surely that's not a one-time fee. Like, if you're worth enough money that you can be cryogenically frozen, they probably have a trust fund set up, like, some of your you can get out of your estate, I guess, would wonder how that works.
dude, if you're gonna con somebody, what a way to con somebody. Like, just be like, "We can
Yeah.
keep you we'll just freeze you in a deep freezer, and one day you'll come back, and we'll figure it out, and you'll be alive." Well, did you hear that Putin and Xi Jinping or whatever his name is, the Chinese president, were caught on mic, it was like a hot mic, of them talking about getting replacement organs and how you could
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude, and that's, like,
Yeah.
creepy shit.
No shit.
Like, yeah, could you imagine us being 80 or, like, 60, and there is Putin just sitting there decrepit or looking better than us, just
Yeah,
alive
that's
at, like,
probably what it would be.
130?
They'd be like the toy Santa from the Santa Claus movie.
Kid said we were
Ho,
just watching
ho,
Santa
ho.
Claus too. Yeah, yeah. When he drinks a huge cup of hot chocolate, he goes, "Wow, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's hot."
Give me another.
Yeah, dude. Well, I think that's when I think that's again, if you go back to technology and my belief in God, because it says that, like, my spirit, like, cannot like, he numbered our years, because, like, think about it. If you can live to be 900, you're not gonna ever think it's gonna be forever until you really try to do any good. Be like,
Yeah,
I can
right.
live another 400 years. I'll
Yeah, why
just
would I do anything cool
prostitutes.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I'll just, and so it's like
just
there has to be
waste my
some.
life.
Yeah, dude. Well, some of them, like, Noah didn't have his sons until he was like 100 and some years old. Could you
Yeah,
imagine being
that would
100
be
and some years
insane.
old and be like,
Well,
"Yeah,
but
I just had
if you
Jude."
think about it, people back then would live to be, like you said, 4, 5, 600 years old. So, like, 100 years old to them back then was 20 years old to us now,
Yeah, you're
you
young.
know? Yeah.
Could you imagine like, the stories you would have from being like, "Yeah, when I was, 104, and then this happened." You're like, "Grandpa, you're like 800 years old." Like, "Yeah." You
Yeah,
know?
back in my day.
Could you imagine not figuring out and for like 600 years just being broke as shit and
Oh,
just
that
like,
sucks so
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
And
dude,
just
just like,
not figuring anything out on your own.
yeah,
Just
just
like I mean, it would be kinda cool to just be a fucking rambling man, like a hobo riding in a train car for 400 years, just kinda doing
yeah,
whatever you
maybe in,
want.
like, back in the day, but now there's so much shit that can get you, like, well, there's still people that ride trains and stuff.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
a convention every year in, like, Iowa or something, like a get together
What a
where all
place that
these, yeah, somewhere, Nebraska, somewhere out in, like, out there, and they'll have a get together where all these dudes, these hobos that just ride trains get
Yeah.
together, and it's like there's a book that only these people can get, and you have to be, like, vetted. You can't just be a random person, and it's a handwritten book, and they pass it around or someone will copy it, and it tells you all the places to get off, the rules, and it's a thick
You
book.
gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be alright. I keep having to burp, and
Just let it
says the
out.
guy that has a Hotmail account. Relax, alright? You go okay, why don't you get with the 21st century, bro?
Hey,
Just get a Gmail like a normal person. Oh, wait, you know what worked was the Gmail,
no,
not
no,
the
no, no, no,
Hotmail.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, no,
okay,
no.
sorry,
I
sorry.
actually it did come through on the Hotmail account. It just took a little bit.
Did you get the one with the subject line that says gay?
Yeah, that's the one I clicked on to get here, which makes sense because
Yeah, yeah.
you're the host, so
Well,
you little gay boy,
yeah, yeah.
you little
I really
butt
want a
pirate,
pinky ring,
plundering for
bro.
booty.
I am not a butt pirate, excuse you. I have
Sorry,
class.
is that offensive for your
I'm a
kind?
booty bandit. I'm a
Booty
bandit.
bandit.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
booty bandit. Did you ever watch Locked Up when you were, like, a teenager?
I watched Beyond Scared Straight.
Okay, well,
I
there's
think that was what it was called, where they would take kids to the jail to show them that this is not how you wanna be.
yeah, there was a
Yeah.
guy on Locked Up, and he was a dude that he was this black dude, and he was like he was like one of those mean dudes, and that was all about just taking your butt, and he would talk about it, like, he would talk and now he's out, and it was like a thing, but he would be like, "I want your butt. I'm gonna get it," like,
I'm gonna get
he
that
was
butt.
but could you
I'm coming
imagine, like, it's
swinging
your,
his
like,
hoodie. I'm coming for
first
that
day in
booty.
prison, it's like, "I want your butt." It's like, dude, I've heard like,
You stay
that
the
would
fuck out of
be
this butt.
yeah, dude, I will yeah, like, tooth and nail to for you not to touch my butt. I will figure it out one way or another, like,
Please
you're
don't touch my butt.
please please don't touch this. It's my butt. It makes me think of Shawshank Redemption. Poor guy. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Bro,
That's
what?
yeah.
What? What? Oh my god, watch Shawshank Redemption, dude. Like, I can't believe that you've never seen
There's a bunch of them movies that I haven't seen.
oh my god, have you ever seen The Green Mile?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Have you
Yeah,
heard
that's a
the
good one. That's one of
conspiracy
my
that Tom
favorites.
Cruise is a pedophile? Have you heard that?
Tom Cruise or Tom
Eh,
Hanks?
Tom Hanks, sorry, Tom
Dumb
Cruise
shit.
is just gonna live forever. My bad, I got it mixed up.
Yeah. Yeah, the Scientologist or the pedophile?
Yeah, either one, I think probably. I don't know. Tom Cruise is just. Here's the thing: I don't like a lot of his movies, and the movies I
My
do like are the old ones.
my mama says that Tom Cruise is so ornery because he has one big tooth right in the middle of his face.
He hasn't aged. He hasn't aged a day over like 30. He's like
Yeah.
60 some. Dude, have you seen like? Here's the thing: I'll give Tom Cruise this. He does his own stunts. Have you seen the
Yeah,
one for Mission Impossible where he's hanging off the side of a plane, and it's legit?
oh, yeah. Did you see the one where he was jumping from
And he
building top to
missed.
building top, and he missed, and he broke his fucking ankle on the side of that
Yeah,
building, and then
yeah.
finished recording the movie?
That's they. Well, he
It's the
tried to
Scientology.
petition the Navy to let him, like, fly one of those jets, and they're like, "No, no, you can't," and he's like, "Yeah, but I know how to do it." He does. He knows how to,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I'm sure he does.
fly that shit, and it's like, bro, that he for real is, like, 1 in a million. It's just
Yeah.
really sad that him and John Travolta both just love
They drink
Scientology.
they drink baby blood.
Well, it's probably because they give whatever they want. Nobody
Yeah,
denies them anything. It's just
sure.
like, "Oh, I want this," and they're like, "Oh, I mean, you're it." You know, it's a really sad story, and I've never been a big Alex Baldwin fan, but Alec Baldwin and that whole thing
Yeah,
about him
Alec,
shooting
not
that
Alex,
chick.
you wiener.
You know what? Sorry, you haven't seen Shawshank Redemption. Shut up. Like,
Yeah, but have you seen The Cat in the Hat with Alec Baldwin?
yes,
Damn.
I have. Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, because it's a classic.
Yeah,
Mike Myers is in it. It's a
yeah,
classic.
that's true. Yeah, and
Like
he never
Austin
misses.
Powers,
Yeah.
great too.
My
Or
wife
in
had
Glory.
I showed my wife that, and she thought it was one of the dumbest things she's ever seen.
My wife thinks the same thing, and I'm like, "Dude,
Dude, it's
Austin
women.
Powers is the best." Yeah.
It's
Well,
fucking
it's because all
cardboard
it's about
cutout of
is
a person.
yeah, well, it's all about fucking hoes and being
Yeah.
raunchy. That's all it's about. The 3rd one is my favorite. I love the 3rd one.
Is that
I think
Goldmember or Fat is
Goldmember. No. Well, Fat Bastard's in him. I think he's in all of 'em or 2 or 3, but he's in, like, a couple of them. They made a I love he was in Inglorious Bastards, I think.
Mike
I'm pretty
Myers is in
sure
Inglourious
yeah.
Basterds?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's in Inglourious
Mm,
Bastards.
I
Yes,
don't know about that there,
yes, he
Bob.
is. He is. Here's why. Because remember when they go down to that bar and the guy holds up 3 wrong? That is a British soldier, and before he meets with Winston Churchill and Mike Myers. And that Mike Myers, look it up, I swear to God. Mark, you'll
That's what I'm
see
doing.
he is. Yeah, he is. I know, I already know he is. I can see the scene now. Yeah, he's a British officer with this meeting with
Yeah.
Churchill. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, sure enough.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Hey,
I don't know
so
how you can check me on facts about movies when I got you to watch No Country for Old Men that you have not finished.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I haven't finished that.
Yeah, yeah, and but you're over
I
here,
started it. So
yeah,
I got
calling me
I
a
got
retard for saying Alex
well
Baldwin. My bad.
well, don't you dare disrespect him.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting at. I feel bad for him because he got in trouble for shooting that chick, and it's like he didn't know. It was all the
Yeah.
guy, the person, the dumb broad that loaded that
Well,
gun.
I was just gonna say that if I remember right, I read something that said that the armorer that was on set had also been in trouble for that specific thing before then, but
Dude, how can you do that?
they just didn't kill anybody that time.
How could you go to a guns like a set and pack live ammo and be like, this is
Yeah,
gonna work out.
this is fine. Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna get hurt. It's fine.
Somebody's gonna die, and look, now it happens, and it's just
Yeah,
like, but he somehow got in trouble for it, and it's like all he did was shoot the gun that they told him
yeah.
was okay to shoot. Like,
Well, but at the same time, like firearms 101 is you always treat a gun like it's loaded. Don't point it at anybody that you don't want to shoot. And
yeah,
you
it's fair.
know, you are responsible for it's the same as like if I was being a truck driver, if I was to hit somebody, regardless if it was my fault, it's fucking my fault
I didn't know this about
because I'm supposed to be the professional.
like fire trucks. Like if you're driving a fire truck and you have your lights and sirens on, and someone pulls out in front of you or something, and you can't help it, and you hit them, it's automatically your fault. And no matter, and you know what? A lot of those trucks don't have cameras on them, which
Yeah,
is fucking wild.
yeah.
Like, I can't believe that my one of my relatives is a firefighter, and he says when you turn those lights and sirens up, the risk of you getting in an accident goes up like some crazy number.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a
sure.
wild number. But to me,
Yeah,
you think it's the opposite. You drive this red or neon yellow truck with horns and sirens that say, "Get the fuck out of my way."
yeah. But have you ever been driving and you start looking at something and then start going towards that something?
Yeah, I know,
It's just
but like,
a lot of that is probably the same thing. You see the bright, shiny, loud truck coming down the road, and you're like, "Oh shit, well that's pretty cool." And then you fucking or you get the other side of it where somebody pulls out into an intersection, they get the deer in the headlights because they're thinking, "Holy shit!" All of a sudden, this big, bright, loud truck is coming at them, and they just stop and freeze, and then they get fucking T-boned.
our next episode, we're really gonna have to watch like the Jew talk. Like we went really said this is what we're not gonna do, and then the first episode we're like Hebrew.
Silverstein.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so it only costs $28,000 for whole body cryogenic freezing.
Dude,
It's a
it
one
has to be
time.
a scam.
To
It
pay
has
for
to be.
cryogenically freezing your body, you typically need to pay a one-time fee, which is usually covered by life insurance policies that make the cryonics provider the beneficiary. This ensures
Oh,
that the cost of preservation is covered in the event of a medical emergency. So if you die prematurely and it's not set up yet, your life insurance will come in and pay for it. It only costs $28,000 to be cryogenically frozen. Your whole body, not just Walt Disney, like when they froze his head or his brain.
that's
That's
wild.
whole body.
I Here's my thing. How many people are getting cryogenically frozen? And not only that, but like how do you sustain the building? Like
Oh, sure.
the electric bill has to be massive to keep these things cooled in, like, I'm assuming like liquid nitrogen or something
Yeah,
is
probably.
has to be insane. And like, do they drain the blood? Do they keep the blood in you? Is the blood still good? Do they just do like a blood transfer? Have they tried to wake somebody up and do something yet? Like, think about that. You pay the money and they're like, well, we got to try it somehow. And then they just unthaw you and it doesn't work. And they're like, all right, like what happens to the body? I wonder if they like call the family and tell them, or like, could you imagine though it works and you wake up like 100 years later and you don't know a soul and all your money's gone? Like, what do you do?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's ain't any different than like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
They woke up 500 years later or whatever, and everything had gone to shit.
I've only watched that movie once, and I think the only reason why I haven't watched it again is because I truly am kinda concerned that, like, one day we'll be watering our crops with Gatorade.
That's a prophecy for sure.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like we have to hit some kind of pinnacle. and then, like, eventually it's just downward.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it just
we hit that pinnacle 50 years ago. You can't tell me we're not headed towards just systematic retardation.
or you're so smart that you're stupid, that kinda thing, where people,
Yeah.
like, make these intelligent decisions, and it's like, that's actually kinda stupid.
Well, like, looking at idiocracy, everything is fucking AI,
Yeah.
and nobody has to rely on their own thinking power or anything, everything is just done for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I
As
agree.
of now, no human has been cryogenically frozen and successfully revived. The first human cryogenically frozen was James Hiram Bedford, who has been preserved for over 55 years at the Alcor Life Extension Foundation in Arizona. While
The
there
hottest
have
place
been
in the United States, Arizona.
yeah, perfect place for
Cryogenically
that,
free, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, perfect.
While there have been cases of animals being revived from cryogenic conditions, the human body has not yet been successfully thawed and brought back to life. The field of cryogenics is still in its experimental phases, and while advancements are being made, the practicality of reviving a cryogenically frozen human remains a challenge. Well, yeah, because once you die, I mean, you're dead.
Your soul leaves. Like,
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
So, but that's
it's some Frankenstein shit.
yeah, but also, like, are they freezing people that are alive? They put them to sleep and freeze them, or are they
They
waiting for people to die and then freeze them?
I think they wait to die because Larry King, when he died, was cryogenically I think it's just, like, they gotta get you right in there after you die, like, there can't be any, like, time
Yeah,
wasted, like, you go
yeah,
right there, and they probably I'm assuming they would use some kinda, like, liquid nitrogen or something just to
I
freeze
would
you
assume so, yeah.
super quick, and then they like, they were doing this thing, I was listening to this guy, and he was talking about how, like, evolution is horseshit. It's just it's they call him the dino doctor, but he's this Christian who's super smart. And I was listening to him on a podcast, and he was talking about, like, the end, like, the first and like, when the world was flooded, and he goes, "I think that when the firmament when the firmament fell," he goes, because mammoths, like, when they find mammoths frozen, they'll find
Mhm.
them standing up, and they froze so quickly that their food didn't get to digest. It's
Oh,
frozen
wow.
there. And he asked, like, people, like, how cold would it have to be to, like, freeze something to its core to where food would even, and they're like, "Oh, it'd have to be, like, negative 300 degrees
Yeah,
or 200 degrees, like, to, like, freeze something like that." So, I'm sure it doesn't have to be nearly as cold to do that to a human being, but I'm sure it has to be pretty cold to
yeah,
freeze one all the way through.
that fast without anything spoiling or whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like,
I'd heard something about that too, that, it was a religious theory, I think, that was kinda proven that God flooded the earth.
yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
they've been finding same thing, they've been finding all these prehistoric animals that were frozen standing up,
Yeah.
and they were like, "So, obviously, they're underwater."
Yeah. Well, not only that, but, like, you on top of mountains, you'll find seashells, and they'll find,
Yeah,
like,
right.
can't remember what they're called, but they'll find, I mean, you
To find whale skeletons in the middle of Africa.
yeah,
Shit, I don't
yeah,
mean,
it's
no,
just
but shit like that.
so before that, like, there wasn't I think before, and this doctor goes into it, he does a really good job, but, like, everything was kinda connected. Like,
Mhm.
before that, and then after, after the flood happened, here's all this stuff, and, like, it's totally changed the way our map is. Here's the reason why, like, if we're going into it biblically, like, our fault lines, what they say is that that's because the water came from the depths of the earth and the firmament. So water shot up out of the ground. So those fault lines are really, it's like our earth is like a cracked egg, and, like, water shot up out of that, bro. And they think that
Mhm.
if water was shooting up out of those cracks, that imagine a rock shoot at that much pressure, it could have launched rocks into the sky, like, into the
Yeah.
heavens, like, it would've so, like, the more and more that I look at this, the more that I think that evolution is evil. I think the teaching of evolution, like Darwin, like, Hitler leaned on that so hard. He really liked Darwin because he thought that, that the Germans were this superior race because of evolution. And that had a lot to I truly think it's evil. Like, I don't And I used to kind of like scoff at people that would say things like that, but the older I get and the more I look at the world, I'm like, dude, this is an evil place. And everything is
Yeah.
designed to get you to stray away. And it's like, bro, I I'm not one of those like I don't want to say religious lunatics, but like I said, the more I look into things and the older I get, I'm like, this place is exactly
Yeah.
what the Bible says it is. It is not wrong. And people get all kinds of offended about that, but like I could give no 2 cares because like you just can't tell
I
me
couldn't
different.
give a single care, so you
Yeah.
care more than I do.
All the well, I didn't even you couldn't even give me half a care. So a third of one. I don't even care.
I don't care even, like, a little bit.
Yeah, not even a little. Sometimes I care, but whatever. Like it's okay. I'm man enough.
You see Dick Van Dyke turned 100 years old?
Dude, Dick Van Dyke, he is Dracula. I think Dick Van Dyke I think that man will be chitty chitty bang bang all the way home. I think he'll
Yeah.
fucking but he's a really nice guy. He's a really nice dude. Like,
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about the guy.
he's probably
Not
the
like
evilest
half of
person in Hollywood, like
Yeah.
he's like scared of Dick Van Dyke. Like he just pops up out of the shadows. Yeah, he's wearing that white and red striped vest and he goes, "Did you say something about me?
What you talking about?
Did you say something about the dick? Is that what you did?"
Yeah.
I'll Van Dyke you to death. You don't even know me.
He just starts tap dancing with his cane. "I'll Van Dyke you to death."
How'd you die? Dude, Dick Van Dyke just danced on my dead body and like got me.
He did a tap circle, like, around me, and then I fell into the earth. A hole opened up, and I died. I fell into it.
Yeah.
And he was born in 1925.
Could you imagine?
The shit that he's seen,
Yeah, like
all
I
the
talked to him. Yeah.
technological advances, medical advances, wars,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
mean,
That shit would be crazy.
I asked
Like, I don't think we'll in our lifetime, we definitely won't see half the shit that his generation did.
I mean, no, bro. I mean,
I
we
mean,
have seen
as far as advancements
I
and
don't
just
I
the
think
amount of history that's happened in the last 100 years.
I don't know. I think I somewhat disagree with that, bro. We've lived through a bunch of wars, a bunch of like natural disasters, terror attacks, COVID. Like history
Yeah.
repeats itself. So
Well, that's
I think
true.
but at the same time, like I ask my granddad all the time, like he's 80 now. I'm like, dude, what was it like? Like, is it crazy to like when you were a kid and you think back to now, like how much things have changed? And he goes, yeah. He just said, yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's like, dude, I can't imagine.
I was like, Did they even have cars in 1925?" They did, 1886.
Yeah. Well, they had electric cars, like,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
early 1900s.
Yeah, well, in the big cities, they did. For well, and they had the what do you call it? Before buses, the tram,
Train
I guess.
cars? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
train
yeah.
cars.
So the first car accident that happened actually happened in Ohio. The 2 people that had cars in Ohio somehow ran into each other.
That makes sense.
And yeah,
1893 was the first car in America.
that is why. It's probably was it steam powered or was it like gas fuel?
No, it was gas powered. No, 1893 by Charles and Frank Duryea, DEA. On September 21st, 1893, they took the gasoline-powered car on the road for the first time.
Could you imagine just working in your yard and being like, "What the fuck is that?"
The fuck is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only going 5
doing
miles an
I
hour.
was just gonna say that doing 6 miles an hour. What the
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like,
fuck?
what in the world? It's our train car. It's our car here. It's like, okay, okay. Of
Meanwhile,
course, it has
you're
to be the
you're
French.
yeah, you're stuck with a horse and buggy dealing with shit stank going down the road, clip clopping, and here comes
Yeah,
this fucking guy.
yeah, your balls hurt every day. And meanwhile,
Like
you've got your
like,
wife's like, "Ooh, that's fancy." It's like, "Shut up, Barbara." You know?
"Shut up, Barbara, we can't
Yeah,
afford that.
yeah, we can't afford that.
That man's
You
a
know how much
doctor."
Yeah, that's $5. Are you gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna tell me you're gonna
That car cost $325. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, they did like Henry Ford, they did the wages of like what their wage like he was paying people, and now it equates to like 125,000 a year because he wanted his employees to be able to afford the vehicle that they were working on. And so like what it equates to now, was like, I guess it's like 100 and some $1,000 a year.
The first American car, the Benz Patent Motor Wagon, was introduced in 1886 and originally cost $1,000.
That's a steal, probably.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, people like, "I can't afford this nickel loaf of bread, and you
Hey,
want
oh yeah.
me pay $1,000?" You know, I feel like it would be so much easier to get away with crime back then. Just wear a mask, Like, you don't even have to do anything. Just wear a mask and get away fast enough.
$1,000 in 1880 is equivalent to approximately $3,176.24 today.
Damn.
You talk about a steal. For
Yeah,
a
dude.
brand new car, you can't even buy one used for that half the time.
No. Unless
I
it's a
mean,
total piece of shite.
well, even a total piece of shite. I mean, 15 years ago when I first started driving, it was you could pick up a car for $500 or less and it'd be a good, reliable car.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
Dude, we're getting like, even though we're in our 30s, we're getting old. We're
you're
getting older,
fucking telling
dude.
me,
Yeah.
dude. I'm the oldest one in my like close group of friends, and they hit me
Uh-huh.
with that all the time. Okay, Grandpa, time to go to bed.
Yeah. It's like, "Fuck you, dude. You have no
Fuck you,
idea."
man.
Yeah. My sons made fun of my hairline today.
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
like yeah. I said, "I need a haircut," and they're like I was like,
for what?
my hair's all messed up," and they're like my son's like, "Your hairline's all messed up," and I was like, "Alright, dude, why don't you relax?" It's like
Just go to the go to the Afro barber and have him line you up with the spray paint or
yeah.
whatever
Well,
they
I
do.
just told him, I was like, "One day, man," and because they say that your hairline comes from your mother's father, which this is like my mom's, like, he had this receding hairline, but my dad also, like, was bald by the time he was 19 up here,
Mm,
and I was like, "Just wait. One day,
yeah,
one day you're gonna come to my house, like, 'Oh, what's that? What's that receding hairline going on?'" I see that shit.
you
Yeah,
fucking nerd.
yeah. Shave it off.
Better start wearing hats, old son.
Oh, dude, I wear hats constantly.
Just shave the top and grow the rest out like a skullet.
Yeah, and just rock with it. Dude, the first time I ever see someone have a rat's tail, I
Oh
was
my
in
god, the
Owens,
fucking rat's tail.
and he was wearing like some factory uniform, and he was wearing sunglasses, and I walked up behind him, and I was like, "What's that on your hair?" And it was this, like, little thin, like
Yeah,
dude, it was, like,
just a
long as
wispy,
shit.
braided,
Yeah.
shitty looking.
I was
Those
like,
things are, those
"Yeah."
were always the worst.
Yeah.
Like
Or but
people
I
make
don't
fun of
like mullets.
people make. I was just gonna say that people make fun of mullets, but the fucking rat tail makes me
Yeah.
want to gag.
The mullet and the rat tail, I just never understood, like, serious
Well,
business in the
just
front,
because you
party in
can't,
the back. It's like,
just because you can't grow hair,
dude, well, here's the
now
thing
you're all
also.
jealous.
Also, my hair doesn't grow, like, out and down, it grows up. It looks like I'm wearing a helmet. Like, it doesn't even I have
Old,
terrible hair.
old Devin Silverstein.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you got me. You got me. You see my menorah in the background, is that we gotta try to hide it. I just pull out a dreidel and just start.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made you out of clay.
Yeah, hey, 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 start bouncing. Have you seen those, like, things on YouTube or Facebook where they show, like, the big dances or whatever they have, like, those Jewish dances, and they're bumping, bro. You'll have, like, a Jewish DJ, like an and dude, those guys
Yeah.
are just getting down. It's like,
And
this is
then
dope.
at the is it do they do that at the bar mitzvah bat mitzvahs where
Bat
where they
mitzvah, get it right.
they pick the kid up on the chair and fucking bounce him up in the air on the
Yeah,
wooden chair? I'd be if I was that kid's parent, I'd be in the background like, ah,
yeah, yeah. And then they get, like, a wad of cash. They get, like, 20 grand for their bat mitzvah, and
yeah.
they're 13. They're like, "Alright, you're a man." It's like, "Well."
Wish I was that cool.
Yeah.
All I got when I was 13 was my parents' divorce.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I got to move to a different school when I was 13 because my 'cause my mom and dad got a divorce. It was really fun,
Well,
actually.
luckily both my parents lived in the same school district, so
No,
all I had to do was move into town.
my mom's like, "We're gonna go here." My dad's like, "I'm going to Florida." It's like, "Okay, yeah."
Okay, I'll just go fuck myself. That's fine.
Yeah. My mom, this really pissed me off. She I had 3 weeks I had 4 weeks, a month left of 6th grade, and she pulled me out of my school and made me start a different school. So not only was the end of my 6th grade year, I started a new school, but then the 7th grade year, nobody knew me. So it was like 2 years
Yeah,
of being the new kid. And I was like,
yeah.
This
Nobody knew you.
blows ass.
All the
Yeah.
cliques were already formed. You had to find your way into a new friend group. I
Yeah, they said
imagine.
like, "Hey
"Oh,
guys."
hey. Hey, guys. I'm the new
Yeah.
guy.
Just sit
Can
at
I
a
be your
random
friend?"
lunch table and they just look at y'all weird. I'm like, "Fuck, dude," you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. How did
Can't
I
relate.
cope with that? I became a bully.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's how I coped with my parents' divorce. Just got real angry and bullied the smallest kid in my class. It was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, and you know what? I printed all my cheats for San Andreas. That's another way I did it. I just printed all my put it in a little folder. So I
Yeah.
can
All
there's a
your
lot of
and
cheat codes, by the way.
fuck yeah. Yeah, there used to be. It ain't that way anymore, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Up, down,
can't use
left, right, A, B, all the
yeah,
things.
and you just get a brand new Corvette in Red Dead Redemption 2, like, "How'd this happen?" They need to bring that back. They need to bring cheat codes back. Like, remember the books
Yeah.
you could get? You could get, like,
Oh, yeah.
books of
Yeah.
cheat codes for
Yeah.
anything. Well, do you remember Street Ball? Like, do you remember that at all? It was like
No.
NFL. Oh, dude, it was so cool. You would have like full teams, like the Raiders against the Packers or whatever, and it would be like a street ball. Nobody wearing pads out in the middle of like a junkyard, just playing football. Like it was back in the day, they had like some really cool games. Now it's the same shit, and we're
Yeah.
gonna be 55 before GTA 6 comes out. Like we're
Yeah,
gonna be
no
collecting
shit.
Social Security or some shit, and I'm like, oh, it came out.
Oh, look at
Nice.
that.
Yeah. Can I play?
I can finally run over the gays in the pride parades.
Yeah. Give me that car.
Okay. Okay, grandpa, time to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we go into schools here? Can
God. How old are the prostitutes?
we-
I'm cleansing the streets for the
Yeah,
good of the
dude,
neighborhood.
yeah. It's dude, yeah, that all that's gonna be super wild. Like all that is gonna be like games when you even 10 years from now, I feel like gaming, especially VR, is gonna be so different. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy that we are an hour and 20 minutes in and I have to use the restroom so bad.
You get
So and it's not a number
tiny
one.
tank, tiny tank. The other one.
Yeah, yeah.
All this shit in your brains out talk.
Yeah, that's it, I gotta go have a diarrhea. Alright.
BRB, gonna go shit through a screen door real quick.
Yeah, yeah. I drank prune juice earlier, it really came through.
Had to take my Metamucil,
Yeah, my fiber.
my spoonful of mineral oil.
Yeah, I just so wound up.
You know, some of them folks have got to have clip-ins like their sideburns or weaves.
Yeah, oh, for sure, bro.
They pr- they probably have Jewish barbershops specifically to clip in there.
That's what we need to one of our Gentiles need to go in there and like, "Clip me up, man. I wanna have the same things.
Yeah,
Weave it in.
yeah.
Come on."
I just think it is so cool that your people can do that and I
Yeah.
can't. So
Yeah.
I want it, please.
You people. Post this episode, but good. I liked it. I think I definitely could do this. We could do this. It's not that I want total structure because I like that we can just go on tangents, but I feel like we should have some like you were looking stuff up, like we could do like current events or something and then kind of go, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out as we go. But I mean I know from talking on the phone that we could do this because we could talk, but this I feel like this was pretty good.
I can't do it because I'm not the host, but
Right.
there is like a soundboard that you can. I was messing with that earlier. There's a soundboard with like intro and outro music and clapping and shit that you can play.
Oh, okay. I might do that.
But I
I'm
don't
gonna do
know.
that.
Are you doing it on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be why.
I've got a lap well, I just haven't recorded or done anything yet, so after I do this, I'll see what and I have a
Well, it's
laptop, so I can do it on there.
oh yeah, yeah. I bet if you did it on your laptop, you probably could because it's like a live action soundboard. You can
Okay.
like there's like a but for dumb jokes and clapping and there's a laugh track that you can click and have laughter. There's a bunch of
Okay.
shit in there that you can
I'll have to
do.
do it on the laptop or something soon so we
Yeah.
can do that, but alright, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode, and we're gonna probably do one about every 2 weeks, so, monthly, there'll be about 2 episodes a month, and then once we get going and get more listeners and stuff like that, we'll do bonus episodes. And, maybe eventually we'll do like an in-person one over the virtual, but we're obviously not there yet, but I had a great time. Colton, thank you. I appreciate it, man. And I will see you soon.
Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll talk to you. Bye.
See ya.